Hey, my name's Andrew, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about the Canon M50 and specifically, is it a good photography camera? A while back, while I was on my vacation at the Outer Banks, I tried to make a POV photography video. I was using the Osmo Pocket to film this first-person video, and while the video turned out to be okay, the audio was absolute garbage, and so I never really ended up making this video, but I was looking back on the footage and I thought it's good enough and the topic's good enough. It was a pretty important test for me to see, can an amateur photographer with an amateur camera using manual settings on a not even that great condition day get good photos. So yeah, let's jump into the point of view aspect of this video. For the first photo I took, I was on the sound side. Our beach house was on the sound side, so I just walked off the trail and was trying to get some pictures around this little boardwalk area. So I got a couple pictures there. There wasn't too many subjects to get photos of, but I did manage to get a couple cool shots there around the water. So I took my trusty method of transportation while I'm at the Outer Banks, the Vespa, to my next location. This was in Corolla, so there was a lighthouse there, and I've always liked this thing and I wanted to get a cool picture of it. I had to find the right angle, but I got a picture of the lighthouse, and then I ended up getting one a little bit closer to the lighthouse. And while I was walking on that trail, I realized that brick pathway looked pretty cool, so I snapped a picture of that as well. So yeah, as I'm talking about this, I'm remembering what was going on in my head, and I remember thinking as an amateur photographer, it was kind of awkward to film, but then also try to feel like I'm getting pictures that I would feel confident to share on YouTube. And so I was walking around and just trying to find those cool angles and different unique shots. So I got a couple right there at the Lighthouse Welcome Center. For the next location, I drove down a road that I know was not very populated, and I managed to park the Vespa. Now these pictures could have been a lot better if I would have parked it in the light, now looking back at it. But even so, those two pictures I got of the Vespa looked pretty cool. And to finish the shoot, I drove down the road that we always would go to get to the beach, and I got a picture on that long straightaway road. And then I turned around to find that the stairway looked pretty cool. So I was using the kit lens, and I just realized that's kind of the cool thing about these photos is you can tell they're maybe not the most amazing photos. Everything was kind of stacked against me. Like I said, I'm an amateur photographer. I'm using an amateur, beginner camera, and I was using the kit lens on the Canon M50. The only things that I really added to the camera was a cage for protection and grip and an ND filter, because obviously it was a very sunny day and those pictures would have looked garbage without an ND filter. So there wasn't really too much on my side, but not to mention I was kind of nervous to be filming and taking photos and then sharing those photos on YouTube or in social media and stuff like that. So I wanted them to be good photos. But I just took my time, and honestly, the takeaway from all this is that the Canon M50 really passed all the tests. I was using manual settings, but it was really laid out in a way that as a beginner, I could figure out how to adjust the settings to get good photos, and I just really had a fun time. So yeah, in summary, I guess you could tell looking at those photos, they actually turned out pretty good. So I definitely recommend the Canon M50 to anyone out there who wants to get into photography, doesn't want to break the bank. For someone like myself, who is an amateur, I had a lot of fun and the photos turned out great. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like. If you have any comments, leave them down in the comment section below, because I'm pretty quick with responding. And if you're interested in more videos about the Canon M50 or budget filmmaking gear or anything like that, I make videos like that all the time on this channel, so consider subscribing. And if you do, I'll see you in the next video.